Alright, so I've saved the file. I'm going to open this in Rhino. And when you get the SKP import options, what's important here is that you enable the use the SketchUp texture writer to create textures. And this brings in two versions of your terrain. One is the one that has the actual topography in it, and the other one does not. As it brings it in from SketchUp, it looks like a mesh, and you can see the actual texture if you move your viewport to rendered, or ray traced will work as well. You can see there's two surfaces that came in, one flat one and one curved one. So we're gonna delete the flat one for now, and I'm gonna double check whether my import came in at the right scale. So I'm gonna take this marker and I'm gonna type length. Let me open this up a little bit more. So this is length 1200 inches, so that's 100 feet. Perfect. So now I have this mesh terrain. SketchUp works in meshes and Rhino works in Nurbs. So Nurbs are more mathematically defined surfaces and meshes are really just a combination of triangles and squares. So to convert that, I'm going to use the drape command. And I'm going to drape here in the top view an area that does not go over the boundaries of this topography. And I'm going to move this back to shaded so we can see the difference. So this is the mesh created by SketchUp, which is a combination of triangles, and this now is a Nurbs surface that follows the same terrain. This is pretty detailed though, with a very fine grid, so I'm going to rebuild with the rebuild command. I'm going to simplify this to something more like 30-20 with a degree of 2 by 2. And now I have a pretty smooth surface that I can start working with. If I want to add some volume to this, I can extrude this surface. And if I want to level this, I can use a box to create an eraser. Move this down a little bit. There we go. And I can use Boolean difference to take my block of terrain, subtract with this, and now I have a pretty smooth surface that I can work with. If I want to grab the contour lines from this, I can use the contour command, select my surface. I'll have to select a base point, so I'm going to start here at the bottom and follow this vertically up, and I'm going to set my contours to about 10 feet because this is a pretty steep site. And what you'll see, it'll make contours anywhere along the site. That's going to give you, 10 feet intervals. And even on a site like this that slopes this much, 10 might be even way too narrow. So I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to quickly double check whether my units are right. They're not. So I took 10 inches instead of 10 feet, so that's obviously not going to work. So let's try that again. Contour. I'm going to take this object, and instead of doing 10 inches, I'm going to set it to 120 inches, so 10 feet. And you see that makes a lot more sense. So you can use these topographies for any of your drawings, or even if you want to use make a 3D model out of this. All right, that's it.